Hey, this is Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn coach and trainer, and I have a gift for my network. I've been working on this for a few days, and I finally pulled it together, and I can do it before Christmas 2017. So I'm going to share with you my gift that I have for each of you. And it really is 12 tips on how to use LinkedIn very purposefully as a business tool. And it's really focused on the areas of LinkedIn that many people don't even look at and many people may not even know exist. So I'm going to share with you these 12 tips with the intent of hoping to help you become better at using LinkedIn as a business tool. So number 12, the company follow page button is hidden on the company pages. And so you have to find it so you can use it, and maybe even to tell your potential followers where it is so they can easily find it. Let me show you where it is. I just went to the company page for Icon Media Production, 258 employees, 590 followers, and here under the three dots is the follow button. Most people don't know to look under the three dots. Why it's hidden, I don't know. What you might want to do is consider showing your potential followers where your follow button is. Tip number 11, share the company post URL, not the actual company page post. Let me show you what I mean by this. Here's my company page, Burriss Consulting Incorporated, and you can see down below that here are some posts. I did one 2 weeks ago. I did one 2 months ago. Most people are going to grab the share button. Here's a more powerful way to share company page posts, and that is to grab the URL. Copy the link to this post. When you share the link to the post, show you what it does. I copied it, going to paste it, and then I open it. And so what happens is wherever you share this URL, which by the way is a public link, can be accessible anywhere in and outside LinkedIn. When people click on that link, they're going to land right here. They're going to get your follow button for your company page, which is a great way to share your follow button. And you'll be able to see the actual article that was posted on that company page, not just the link back to the blog. Share the company post URL, not the actual post. Copy the link to your post and share them outside of LinkedIn. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's a post that I made, and you can see that post is public. And the reason why I know it's public is it has a share link right there, a share button. And so I can grab the three dots right there, copy the link to the post. Now it's copied it. I can go anywhere. I'll go outside of LinkedIn. And now that post is visible. So I can put that URL anywhere I want, in a blog post, in a tweet, in the comments of a YouTube video, etc., and anyone who sees it can click on it and be able to view that post. Something that's important to know is the only way that will work is when you are sharing a post, you have to post settings need to be public or public plus Twitter. If they're only for your connections, then there won't be a share button and you won't be able to share it outside of LinkedIn. Share all of your content on LinkedIn publicly, and then you can share that content outside of LinkedIn as well. Number 9, use your follow page URL. You don't need to connect with everyone. So there's my follow page URL. It's linkedin.com, INTL Burriss. That's my handle. And then detail recent activities post. Let me show you what this means. So if I go to that link, let me go to someone else's. Let me go to my wife, my business partners. Now, so if I share or she shares this link that I have up here, anywhere she wants to share it within LinkedIn, outside of LinkedIn, then anyone who gets that will come to this page and be able to see her articles, her posts, and her activity. But most importantly, or equally as important, they'll have this button so they can click follow. So I regularly will share my URL and drive people to this page. Specifically, I do that in Quora posts, YouTube blogs, my YouTube videos, my blog posts, etc. if I want people to find my content and potentially be able to follow me. I don't ask everybody to connect with me, but I do ask everybody who is relevant to me to follow me. Share your follow page URL, you will get more people following you, and then thus you'll get more people seeing your content without having to connect with them all. Tip number 8, right click is your friend. Keep your search list intact. Let me show you what I mean. So I just built a list of 527 LinkedIn members based on second level in this industry with these keywords. And now I want to work this list. And rather than click on these names and have to click back and forth, right click and open in a new tab. And I can do that a few times, and I can work 3 at a time. And then what I can do is I can go up here, review the LinkedIn profile, make a decision what I want to do in regards to this member, and whatever I want to do it, close it out, and then work the next one and make the same decision. Do I want to work with this client? Do I want to work with this LinkedIn member, follow them, connect with them, add them to Web Sales Navigator, or just do research on them, do the research, close the tab. Go to the next one, do the research, and then close the tab. And after I'm working the individual LinkedIn members, come back to my list. Right click is your friend. Use that so you keep your search list results in place. Number 7, manage your LinkedIn invites from the Manage Invites page. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So under my network, here's my 16 invitations that I have yet to process. Here's the Manage All. This is called the Invitation Manager, and here's all the invitations that I've received that I have not accepted yet. So again, I can use right click and open these up and look at their profile, and then once I look at their profile, I can close down that tab, come back to this window, and either ignore, accept, or send them a message, whatever I want to do based on my process. Manage your invitations from that invitation management page gives you much more flexibility and features. Number 6, withdraw invites that have not been accepted after 30 days. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I go to my network. Again, I go to Manage All, which brings up the Invitation Manager. I showed you the received processing. Here's your sent invites. These are the invitations you've sent out that you have not been accepted yet. You've sent these out, and this member has not gotten to LinkedIn or gotten to accept this invite. I typically encourage you to go back and look for invites that are more than a month old and get rid of those. So here's a few right here. Here's a neat little trick. Click on the little checkbox, click on the checkbox, click on the checkbox, then go back up top and withdraw. Get rid of the invitations that have not been accepted. That member has not seen it, it got buried, or they ignored it. For whatever reason, they didn't accept it. So get rid of it so that later on, you can go and send them a new invite. Manage your invitations that you've sent. Withdraw the ones that are too old. By the way, there is a timeout. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It might be a week or 2 or 3. I'm not real sure. That eventually LinkedIn will take the invites that you've sent out that show up as pending, and that pending will go away and you can send another one. However, I encourage you, keep your list clean so you know what invites you're waiting to be accepted. Tip number 5, master the @mention when you're commenting so that you can get the greatest results. And let me show you what I mean by use the company name as well. So if I want to comment on Amy's article, I can do let's say I want to mention John Smith. Now, there are probably a few John Smiths on here, but I know for a fact there's one that works for TE Connectivity, and there he is, he's the mold maker. I also know there's another works for Axo Nobel. Type in Axo, and there's John Smith at Axo Nobel. So you can type in the @ symbol, the first name, the last name, and then you can type in the first few letters of the company name, and this more often than not works, will bring up that John Smith at that company, or whatever name at whatever company. Practice mentioning people with their first name, their last name, and the first few letters of their company name, and you'll get really good at mentioning people on LinkedIn. Tip number 4, use the Save Search function within LinkedIn Search to minimize the dreaded commercial use limit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's a LinkedIn search I did based on the keywords of Vice President and Marketing. I got second level information technology. So if I start working this list, then in time, LinkedIn may hit me up with a commercial use limit because the list might be too big. But what I encourage you to do is scroll down on the right-hand side and create a saved search. When you create a saved search, you can get a weekly alert. You can't change that. And you can get the email sent to you or not. But when you save this, once a week, LinkedIn's going to send you an email with a list of LinkedIn members who meet that search criteria and are new within that search criteria. And it makes it very easy for you to be able to process that search criteria with new members as they show up, and it keeps the list smaller and minimizes the commercial use limit. Get efficient at building good search results in smaller lists, and more importantly, save your top 3 saved searches so that you get an email once a week and have a smaller list to process each week. Tip number 3, touch it, see more of it. Don't touch it, you'll see less of it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. On your LinkedIn newsfeed, the content that LinkedIn shows you here, you'll see right here that sort by top versus sort by recent. Top is going to be based on what LinkedIn thinks you want to see. What LinkedIn thinks you want to see is content relevant to your profile, relevant to your network, and relevant to the content you share. But what LinkedIn also considers content that you want to see is content that is similar to what you have touched. So anytime you like, comment, or share content, you are influencing the LinkedIn algorithms. So LinkedIn goes, hey, he liked it, he commented, he shared it, he must want to see more content like that. So be very purposeful about not liking, commenting, or sharing content that you don't want to see. And then LinkedIn will minimize showing that content to you. Something else to think about, I can go up here to the 3 dots and I can say hide this post. Well, that'll influence the algorithms that you don't like that. If you unfollow Betsy, that will also minimize that kind of content and never show any more content from Betsy. I'm using this as an example. I don't need to unfollow Betsy. Lastly, I can report this post to LinkedIn, and then LinkedIn will, their algorithms or systems will determine what that report impact means and whether or not they should take action or not. Furthermore, reporting it also will influence the algorithms for future content. By the way, you can go improve your feed and go look at all of the adjustments you have made under Improve My Feed. Influence the type of content you see in your news feed by touching it or not touching it, or following or reporting content that you need to report. Tip number 2, use 2-step verification to protect your LinkedIn account. Here's what I mean by this. I've gotten numerous phone calls in the last few weeks about clients and friends on LinkedIn whose accounts have been hijacked. Not just hacked, but hijacked. And the way that happened is very unfortunate. It's predominantly because people aren't paying attention to the emails they get from LinkedIn, and because they're not using a rigid password. But the most important safety net you can do is to use 2-step verification. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's under Settings and Privacy, and it's under Privacy. It's at the bottom of the list. It's 2-step verification. When you turn this on, LinkedIn's going to want to know a phone number associated to your account, and that phone number should be associated to a smartphone or mobile phone so that you can get text messages. So every time you log into a new device and log into LinkedIn from that device, not only are you going to need to know your login email address, your password, but you're going to get a text message sent to your smartphone and with a code, and you're going to need to type that code in. What this does is nearly eliminates the opportunity for someone to hack your account because they know your email address and they know your password, but they don't have your smartphone, hopefully, and they can't get text messages, therefore they can't get that code. 2-step verification, turn it on LinkedIn. Furthermore, turn it on in every online account that you have to protect you and that account. Tip number 1, view your post analytics so you know what's appreciated by your network. It is of no value for you to be sharing content with reckless abandon and not paying attention to what is useful and being consumed by your network. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Again, the easiest way to get to my post analytics is go to views of your post right here. Here's my post, and you can see at the bottom of each post there's a number, and there's a little graph right here, a little graph and a number, 1,252 views of this post. So if I click on that, it brings up, this. I posted on December 14th, 1,252 views, 1 reshare, so I can see that Angie Miller reshared this for me. I should go back and thank her for that. But I go back to the views, and I can see 7 people from this company here. Show more. 3 people from this company. 82 people who have the title salesperson. Well, that's a very important target audience to me. In my hometown of Greensboro, as well as Charlotte, etc. But this is important. I want to know how often my content is commented on, how often it's liked, how often it's shared, and how often it's seen. Because the more my content is seen by the right people, the better job I am doing in regards to sharing content. Pay attention to these analytics, because it's important for you to know who is looking at your content and is your content being seen. Again, don't share content that you don't believe your network is getting value from. And the best way to determine that is see if it's being seen, liked, commented, and shared. So here's my bonus tip. LinkedIn's a business tool, and it's important that we realize that. And it's 2018, and it is now time for all of us to begin using LinkedIn as a business tool. So if you're not being purposeful about your use of LinkedIn, if you're not being purposeful about building your profile, purposeful about building your network, and purposeful about building your reputation based on what you share and engage on, it's time to start doing this now. I cannot encourage you enough to start taking this seriously. Again, folks, I'm Teddy Burriss. I am your LinkedIn trainer and coach. My purpose is to help you get real value out of using LinkedIn. I hope these tips were of use to you, and I wish you all the best. Lots of rewards and lots of success and lots of enjoyment in 2018. Thank you for letting me share.